Going though this week, Kelly. Let me know where you're checking in from. GGE Hall, what's going on? Good to see. Listen, we've been doing this. What's up, Adriana? We've been doing this for a minute, so it's so good to see so many of the familiar faces that we are building this community that we're connecting and checking in every day. Um, it's fantastic. So I'm glad here to expand. Glad to see you. Thanks for being here. Marigold, Sherry, Shay, what's going on? Nene, Hiwi. Good to see everybody. So this week we have been um, Everlasting Now, Mom LBJB. What's going on, Kimmy K? Dana. So this week we've been going through this process and working through this process of development. So on day, what was it, Tuesday? On Tuesday, we were talking about relationships, and as we were looking at relationships, we talked about the power of attraction and how attraction creates such an impact in our relationships. And there's work that needs to be done to create attraction. We want to have something in our life, whether it's a dream or a relationship. We have to know how to create attraction, and there's work that goes into it. This thing called relationships, our hopes, our dreams, our aspirations, whatever it is, our endeavors, it's going to require something else. And so this week we've been looking at, all right, how we're going to move our lives from one place to another. And so we start off with attraction. How do we attract to us that thing that we desire? What's the thought? What's the goal? Here's the key. We have to look inside. What is it that you really want? What standard are you willing to create? Because as you create a standard, you are now setting the tone for what you want to attract into your life. See, when you elevate your standards, there are going to be people that are going to be pushed away. There are going to be places that you no longer go to. When you attract a standard, when you set a standard, you are setting a standard not only for yourself, but for that thing that you desire. And it's a good thing. And so, as we talked about attraction on day one this week, we moved yesterday into attention and the price that needs to be paid through attention. We call it paying attention for a reason. We're paying attention because it cost us something. And guess what? Paying attention, putting forth the effort to give attention, putting forth the effort to gain attention, the price that you have to pay, it's a good thing. It's something that is beneficial because you know what you're doing when you do that? You're determining that something has value. You're determining that something has worth. Think about it. If you've ever been in a relationship with someone and they weren't paying you any attention, they were ignoring you. You didn't really matter to them. How did you feel? How does it feel when someone says, you are not worth my attention? I'm not willing to pay the price to give you my attention. You're not worth that. It doesn't feel good. It does not feel good to be ignored. It does not feel good to be invisible. And guess what? Many a relationships, many a dreams have crumbled because someone didn't pay attention, didn't pay attention to the signs. Here I am, hurt every day, and you're not even paying attention to me. How effective can we be if we're not willing to pay the price of attention? I think about it as a massage therapist or working with the horses. Horses especially, they are many times very subtle in their communication. They're super subtle. So they're these, most of the times people see them and they see the big, grand, great, animal. Fantastic. But when a fly lands on that horse and they decide that only one part of my body is going to twitch and I'm going to twitch this one part of my body to get this fly off, it's so subtle. They're communicating, I don't want you here. They're paying attention. They're paying attention to what's going on inside of them. But if someone's watching them and if you're observing, then you're paying attention to see just how subtle communication can be. So you may see that some people are really, really rough with their horses. And listen, there are times when, horses, they're going to give you a fight. And so it may be a little rough and tumble. But your goal, your objective in the relationship, my objective, not everybody's objective. How subtle can I be to communicate what I'm trying to say? How subtle can I be to get the response? My coach, my mentor in this horse industry, he'd say to me, he says, I don't want to see what you're doing. He said, do it so subtle that I don't see. He said, make it look good. He always said, make it pretty. Make it pretty so that someone doesn't see what you're doing. That's a high level of skill, high level of development. When you're putting forth that effort in communication and development, that it can be subtle, that you're not yelling and screaming and having to be so over the top. No, I can communicate power and authority in a subtle way. So that only comes by being able to pay attention when we focus in. So we went from attraction, drawing something to us, to now that it's here, we're paying attention, we're focused in on it. But here's the kicker. Where do we go next for next level relationships? How many, let me see, let me just make sure we're having a dialogue. How many of you want to go to the next level in your life? How many of you want to go to the next level in your relationship? How many of you? Go ahead. Matter of fact, put it in the chat, put it in the comment section. I want to go to the next level in my marriage, my next level in my business, next level in education. Where is your next level? Where do you want to go to your next level? What part of your life? What is it that you desire, right? Where do you want to go with your hopes, your dreams, your health, your wellness, your relationships? Next level with God. My next level with God. I want to go to my next level in my relationship with God. All right, cool, fantastic. What else? Who else has a next level that they want to go to? Just communicate. I want to see. This is accountability. We're not going to just talk about it. Like, put it out there. Right? Put it out there. What is it? Because if you're not willing to articulate that you want to go to that next level, are you really convinced that you want to go to the next level? And so as we look at our lives and we say, all right, we want to go to the next level, how do we get there? Well, your next level is hidden within the term itself. Something special. Business relationships. All right. Business relationships conduct. All right. So here we go. Attraction, attention, ascension. Ascension, that means next level. Next level relationships and health. Next level in my relationships. Next level with myself. It's time for an ascension. Like your next level means that you are going to ascend. That means you are going to go and you are willing to pay the price for leaving here to go to the next level, for leaving this place to go to a different place. You are saying to yourself, I am willing to leave the known in order to go to the unknown. Your next level is an unknown place. Your next level means you're going to be forced to grow. That's the only way you get there. You are saying, I want to step into a place of doing something different than I've ever done it before, something that I do not know about in order to go to this next level. I'll give you a story. So I was for several years, I was a personal trainer, right? So I was a personal trainer. I was working in the gym. I'm serving clients. I'm working with people, making an impact, right? But then my clientele, it was growing and it was developing. And I said, all right, my next level is what do I want? What do I want to do with this thing? So I have this women's group. These women are showing up to the gym. Lives are being changed. What do I want to do? I want to open up my own place. I want to take this from being here and the way that I dream. I want to make it. I want to make it big. I want to make it national. I want to make it international. We are creating a movement. This is a sisterhood. This is my thought. I said, what I'm doing is going to be the CrossFit of women's empowerment. But it's not just going to be physical. It's going to be health, heart, hopes, haven, heirs, meaning children and legacy. So I'm thinking this way. What the next level was, okay, you're going to now leave this gym. Did somebody ask me, do I have a shampoo recommendation? We're going to leave this gym. You're going to go find a different place and you're going to start your own. You're going to leave this place go to a new place. My next level meant I had to leave the gym where I was working and where I was comfortable and where somebody else was taking care of everything. But my next level meant I needed to now find a building. I needed to find equipment. There was investments that needed to be made. There was insurances. There was all these things that were needed in the next level that weren't needed in my previous level. I didn't have to handle the building. I didn't have to handle any of that stuff. I just needed to show up. The lights were on. Customers were coming through the door. I just needed to show up and do my thing and meet some people here and there. But when you step into your next level, there's a greater requirement on you. Ascension. There's going to be a challenge. There's going to be unknown, and it's fun, and it's scary, and it's challenging, but it's worth it. When you step out of where you are, when you say, I want the next level, that means you need to do some next level things. There needs to be a next level when you'll know you're going to your next level because your mindset is going to change. There has to be a mindset change to go to your next level. Your next level, there needs to be an environmental change to go to your next level. You won't be around the same people. You won't be having the same conversations. This is how you'll know you're going to your next level because you're going to start to see some separation. Give you another story. So in my training facility, there will oftentimes be women, and my focus was I wanted to help women that wanted to lose 40 or more pounds. That's how I said, this is my target area. This is what I want to do. I want to help because for me, and I'll tell you why, for me, I knew that I was going to be able to develop a relationship with my clients. So I knew that if you want to lose 40 pounds, that's not just going to happen overnight. We're going to develop. We're going to have communication. I'm going to get to be there for you. I'm going to get to serve you regularly. And we're going to do transformation. We're going to think differently. We're going to learn new things. There's going to be a process. I like the process. And so in that process, somebody might walk in and say, I want to lose 100. I want to lose 100 pounds. Well, that's a next level commitment that person's making. And I would sit down and we would sit down at the very beginning. I would do a 4-day free trial. We talk, all right, I want to lose 100 pounds. At the very beginning, I would tell them, listen, I need you to know this next level decision that you're talking about, you're going to lose some friends. There are going to be some people that leave your life when you start losing these 100 pounds. Not initially. Initially, they'll be all right with it. Initially, they'll look at you and they'll say, oh, that's so cool. Good for you. You're losing the weight. Yeah, you're gonna get healthy. That's great. I'm really proud of you. There'll be some people that say that in the beginning. But as you continue to go, and that 100 now drops down to 80 and down to 70 and 60 and 50 and 40, there are going to be some people that see your discipline and they're going to start to tell you you're not fun anymore. I don't really enjoy being around you. Oh, all you ever want to do is eat healthy, and all you ever want to do is go work out, and you're so all about you're just all about losing this weight, and you're all about being healthy and exercising and getting some extra sleep, and you're not doing the things that we used to do. You're not so fun anymore. See, your next level may expose some people that are in your life right now. See, here's the thing. When you go to the next level, when those ladies, when they were going to the next level, there were people in their lives that said, I liked you better when you were the fat friend. I liked you better when you didn't have all these high standards and when you didn't have all this discipline. I liked you better because you weren't being your best self, which was totally okay because I'm not being my best self. And so your lack of being your best was comfortable with my lack of being my best. And so we were in harmony here. And now you decide that you wanted to get healthy and you want to become your best self. And it's exposing the fact that I'm okay not being mine. Then friendships started ending. People start separating themselves. They're like, Brian, you told me this back then. Back at the beginning, you told me that I was going to lose some friends in this journey. Yeah, that's what the next level will do. You cannot, let me just tell you, you cannot take everyone with you to your next level. There are some people that you're going to need to let go of. There are some environments that you have to let go of. There are some mindsets that you must let go of. There, the way that you see yourself right now, trust me, you have to let that go. You have to let that go. There's a price tag that you put on your thinking right now, and your next level is going to tell you that's not enough. You want the next level? It costs more. I've been excited this week because we got a new piece of equipment at the farm. Well, it's a next level for me. I started off and I was pushing the lawnmower around the property, walking 20,000 steps, 4 to 5 hours whenever I was cutting grass. Then I upgraded to a smaller riding machine, and then I was riding, and it was still taking a solid 3. Then I cut the grass yesterday. I cut the grass yesterday. It took me all of probably 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. It was the next level. The next level said, okay, you're going to a higher place. It's going to cost you more, but it's going to also do something for you. It's going to return something for you. When you go to your next level, yes, it's going to cost you more, but it's also going to bring you more freedom. Your physical environment can absolutely keep you from your next level. Let me explain to you. Let me give you an example. When I work with schools, and when I'm talking with educators and I'm talking with parents, and oftentimes they're thinking about their young person, and they're talking about their young person and how this young person is not performing well. There's a thing that I coined, and I said it's because you are drowning a lion. They're like, what does that mean? You have taken this child's brilliance and you've put it in the wrong environment. So therefore, they're not going to perform well. They're not going to look that great. They're not going to seem so smart. They might actually seem really stupid. If you take a lion and you put it out onto like the Africa savannah and the jungle or wherever a lion is, right? Hunting, running, chasing gazelles. A lion is magnificent. A lion it's been called the king of the jungle, right? The lion, the king. If you take that same lion, king of the jungle, and you take it and drive it out to the middle of the ocean and you drop it off in the middle of the ocean and you just put it in the water, splash, that lion, the king of the jungle, becomes fish food. That is not royal. There's no magnificence and genius in a lion in the middle of the ocean. It's fish food. It's in the wrong environment. It is brilliant and genius and beautiful and incredible in the right environment. In the middle of the ocean, it's fish food. So many of us are judging our brilliance and our genius by the environment that we're in, and you're simply in the wrong environment. Let me show you the other side of this. You take a whale, take a great white shark, and you take it out of the deep and you move it up close to the beach and you lay it up on the beach. It is no longer beautiful and graceful and incredible, awe-inspiring. You put a whale on the beach, what is it? Bird food. Killer whale on the beach, bird food. That's it. That's all. It can get pecked at. It becomes food for the smallest of birds. So so when you look at your life and you feel like, man, I'm really malfunctioning. I feel like my life is just so messed up. Before you go off and get on drugs and let somebody give you a prescription and tell you that you have all kinds of problems and everything like that, first evaluate whether or not you're in the right environment. And let me just tell you, here's how this thing works. Sometimes we know that we're not in the right environment and we talk ourselves out of it because we're trying to fit into an environment that somebody else said would work for us. If you've been around, you may have heard me talk about how I went to the doctor one time, and I like to talk to those that are serving me. And so the lady, the woman there that day, she's putting the rubber band around my arm and she's going to draw blood. And I'm not a real big fan of needles. I've never been. So I'm like, hey, I said, so, do you really enjoy your job? I want to know before you stick me in a needle that, you're having a good day. I want to know, right? So she said, yeah, yeah, yeah. I enjoy my job. I said, has this always been your dream? She said, no. I said, well, what was your dream? She said, I wanted to be a florist. She said, I only became a nurse because she said, my parents told me there was no money in being a florist. I don't really want to do this. I'm doing this because my parents told me there was no money in what I wanted to do. And I said, that's interesting. I said, well, have you ever, I said, have you ever considered that, during Valentine's Day, people are giving flowers, and when someone gets married, people give flowers. When people die, people give flowers. When someone's born, people give flowers. I said, have you ever considered how many different opportunities there are when people give flowers? She said, yeah. I said, well, have you ever heard of the company 1-800 Flowers? She said, yeah. I said, do you think that they don't make money? She said, no. She said, I know they make money. And I told her, I said, listen, someone else's lack of vision for your idea and your dream should not determine whether or not you do it. Just because someone else can't see it, they shouldn't see it. It's in your brain. It's in your mind. It's in your imagination. How many people can see your imagination? Nobody, right? We see our own imagination. You know when someone else sees your imagination? When you do it. You know when someone else will see your dream? When you do it. This is the next level. The next level is don't talk about it, be about it. I didn't do this on purpose, but I have this shirt on right now. See it? It says Cinderella Strong. Do you know Cinderella Strong did not exist in this world, in the whole entire world, until it came out of my mind and into the world? It never existed before that. It was in my imagination. It was in my dream. I dreamed that women would look at their lives and say, I have the power to transform my life. I dreamed of using a story and a scripture to transform people's lives. So there's a scripture in the Bible when I was going through some tough times in life, and it said God will give beauty for ashes. All right, I needed that. Like you would heal the brokenhearted, mend up the brokenhearted. Right. So there's just these different components of it. And then I'm looking at Cinderella, and I was thinking, I'm like, this girl has gone through a whole lot of stuff. So many women know this story. And there was a woman that lived across the street from me who said, I feel like Cinderella in my own home. I went out, I started studying the movie. All these ideas started coming to me. I started developing plans and strategies. This idea for a sisterhood. Right now, there is merchandise, Cinderella Strong merchandise, flying over the country, flying over the ocean, going to Africa to be given to little girls in Africa. It was a dream in my mind. Here's a dream. The dream in my mind it was to have a global sisterhood. I say it's a sisterhood created by a brother. But it was in my mind. Do you think people saw that for me? No, no one saw that for me. No one told me, hey, Brian, I see you developing a global sisterhood. No one saw that for me. Even when I started saying it, people didn't see that for me. But there are women all over this world to this day, on this day, right now, that have a piece of Cinderella Strong, or they've been in some class or course or training with me. They're encouraged by me. Everywhere I travel, everywhere I travel, I take Cinderella Strong clothes with me. Everywhere I travel, I make sure that I give it to someone. I might give it to the room attendant that takes care of my hotel room, or whoever, someone that I gave one time I was over in Italy. We were on a bus, and there was this lady there, and she was the one. Can I give you a gift? And I gave it to her. But your dream is not determined by what somebody else sees. See, here's the next level. Your next level says you got to see it for yourself. Your next level says you get to move into that. Why? How do you know that you're ready for your next level? Because you've invested in attraction. You've put your focus into paying the price of attention. That opens the door for ascension. The reason why sometimes we don't go to those next levels is because we're not faithful over what we have at this level. When you take care of what you have here, what you've attracted to you, when you give focus and attention to it, that is you tending to the seed, caring for the small things, not despising your humble beginnings, your start. Don't look down on where you are. Take care of your seed, cultivate your seed. When your seed starts to grow and develop, it grows up. Grow up. That's not an insult. That's something you tell yourself to encourage yourself. Remember this question? You may not have ever been asked, but let me ask. Hey, Susie, let me ask you. What do you want to be when you grow up? Now, let that settle in. I didn't ask you, what do you want to be when you accumulate more years? I'm not talking about your age. What do you want to be when you grow up? So a seed starts off as a seed. You take a seed, you bury it into the ground, you put it down. It is depressed into the world. And when it goes down into that dark place of being surrounded, and it is pressed around on every side by soil and dirt in the darkness, when it is in that dark place, when it has been pressed down and pushed down into the dirt, that seed at some point has to say, I am going to grow up and out of this place. There's something else I'm meant to be. There's something else that I'm meant to be. There is a different expression of you that is waiting to be resurrected out of that buried place. This is why we discover. Dis means not, cover means conceal. A seed needs to discover itself, no longer conceal itself. A seed is covered until it decides, I'm going to break this shell and I am going to grow up. It's going to grow out. It's going to grow up. So the question, what do you want to be? What will you be when you grow up? When you ascend, when you go to that next level, what do you look like? What do you look like at your next level? What are you driving at your next level? Where do you live at your next level? What does your marriage look like? What does your family look like? What does your bank account look like? What does your impact look like? What does it look like at the next level? If you are truly going to live, you can't stay where you are because you're not growing. If you stay here, you're not growing. There's something that is waiting for you and calling you to a new level, to another level, to a higher level, or else you wouldn't even be sitting here listening to this right now. Why even be here? Of all the places you can be in the whole entire world, of all the things you can be doing, of all the possibilities, why would you be here if there's not a next level for you? There's something in you that is being awakened. There's something in you that you want, and perhaps you haven't felt comfortable saying it or sharing it because you've been in an environment where people were taking the lion that was in you, taking that roar that was in you and dropping it out into the ocean. Think about this for a second. In the wrong environment, what does a lion's roar sound like in the ocean? That's you. That's your dream. That's your aspiration. That's your hope. That's what it sounds like. If you can imagine what a lion's roar sounds like in the wrong environment of the ocean, if you're in the wrong environment, that's what your heart sounds like. Muffled. Muffled. Right? If you've ever, you ever screamed underwater, it's not all that mm, it doesn't sound like much authority, does it? No. See, like that seed, we go back to that seed. That seed when it's buried, if that seed could talk with the dirt, think about the pressure that is around the seed. Right? I'm not a scientist on this level, but there's a seed that's planted, and then there's dirt that's packed around it. For that potential that's inside of the seed, I think about this because obviously I work with children, I share with children, get a chance to work with them. So I like to give them an image. Think about that seed being packed in the dirt. It is in there. It is tight. It is dark. But there's potential on the inside of the seed. And the potential on the inside of the seed says, I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here. See, it's not the shell. It's not the shell that grows into a tree. It's what's on the inside of the shell. The shell is that protective outer layer. The shell, that's the rules. That's the rule. That's ruling over the potential. But the potential at some point from the inside says, I have to break the rule. I have to break this shell that is ruling over me in order for me to become a tree. I can't just remain an apple seed. I have to break this shell in order to become a tree. See, sometimes we get so afraid of telling somebody, I, I can't be with you anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this the way that we're doing this. This doesn't work for me. This isn't enough. I my life requires more than this. I don't want to work for these wages anymore. I need something greater than this. See, sometimes that fear of telling somebody my needs aren't being met, sometimes it's so much fear that it'll keep us in the ocean drowning as lions. So, what is it that you really want? And are you willing to break the rule? My dream more and more is to be a mom. It breaks my heart. I haven't found a way yet. Now, I don't know. Thanks for sharing that, Casper Jane. I don't know what the story is. I don't know the background. But if you dream, I'm just going to put this out there. If you dream to be a mom, I can tell you from my personal experience that I've been a foster dad. And I had four children that were not born of my body, that came into my home and I cared for as if they were my own. I grew up in a family where my family was a foster family, and we had children that lived with us, and they were going through different processes in life with their family situations, and sometimes they needed a place to stay, and my family was a foster home. And so there are opportunities for the desires of your heart that sometimes will give you a path, That is not traditional, right? Sometimes our dreams don't work out necessarily the way that we might have thought they were going to work out. I wanted to be a school teacher when I was young. I wanted to be a school teacher. I thought I'm gonna be a school teacher. That'd be cool. I teach like third graders and second graders, elementary school. That'd be really cool. I was discouraged from doing that. I was told to go into accounting because that's where the money is. But I knew I always loved kids, loved education. I love the process. I love teaching, obviously. And so I ended up being able to teach in a couple classrooms for a couple years. But then in going through business and being a dreamer, I wrote a business plan for a chain of 24-hour daycares, which then grew into a pre-K through eighth grade school and educational company. And so instead of necessarily becoming a teacher, I developed a whole system. If I would have became a teacher, if I would have been a full-time teacher, I probably would have never created a school. So not only did I impact the world of education, but I was able to hire teachers. I was able to hire administrators. I was able to build a school. There was so much more that came out of it. So I would encourage you to do this. Dream without limitations. Start asking yourself what's possible. Ask yourself what's possible. I'm just gonna tell you here's like a little life hack. um, don't look at your don't look at your bank account. Don't look at your current situation. Just dream. Just dream. Yeah, see, if you've been looking at being a foster mom since in vitro didn't work, that's great. Listen, let me just tell you, there are children that need someone to love them, that desperately want someone to love them. And they may not come from your own being and body, but that is not the prerequisite for love. Let me just tell you, that's not. See, this thing called love is really powerful. When we get into it and we engage it, we start seeing opportunities. You may have wanted a certain experience. And yes, it can be heartbreaking to think that we can't do certain things, but a way to heal from heartbreak is to find a place where you can serve. A place when I was at my most heartbroken, in my most heartbroken times, when I was praying to die, the thing that saved me was serving those women that showed up to that training facility, showed up to exercise. I see someone right now. Hey, Bonnie. She's one of them. Showed up. She said, hey, can you help me? You start serving, and I found out that I started healing as I served. Makes a difference. And so, but it all comes from a dream. Here was my dream. I said, without having ever done it before, oh yeah, sure, I can help you lose 100 pounds. Okay, let me tell you, I've never had to lose 100 pounds personally. I never thought to lose 100 pounds personally. It's never been something I've ever had to do. But here's what I knew. I knew if someone gave me a chance to serve them, that I could do it. I knew, this is what I know. I know for a fact, if you allow me into your life, I'm going to find a way. I'm just that competitive. So your dream becomes our dream. So I'm like, I'm going to figure it out. Now, this woman, she wants to lose 100 pounds. I love the people that I serve. So now I'm going to my computer. What do I need to figure out? What is it that it could be? What is it that needs to happen? What is it? What is it? What is it? See, love will move you. This is why you go to a new level, because love, it all comes back to love. Love says there's a greater requirement. Are you willing to study to show yourself worthy of serving that person? Are you willing to focus on them? Are you willing to listen, figure out what are they saying? What are they doing? What are their needs? What have they been through? Okay, now let me go back in. Let me study. Let me learn. Let me now take this back. Hey, I found something. I did some research because you are in my life. You were on my heart. So because I love you. Yeah, I know this is business. It's not just business. This is the business of love for me. Because I love you, I'm going to serve you. See, let me just tell you, in our world, we've become so messed up around this thing called love that we're like afraid to love people. I'm not. I'm not. You let me in my life. Let me in your life. No, I'm loving on you. That I'm going to love you to that goal, to that dream. I'm going to love on you. See, I think that's the opportunity. That's where we get to ascend. When you start to find out, like, find your place. Somebody is waiting for you to find that place that is your place where you will gladly love people. Do you know I love my ladies so much? I love the women that I serve so much that it was a joy to vacuum the carpet. It was a joy to clean the bathroom. Why? Because it's all a matter of love. Yeah, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna train them and come up with the workout plans and all that. It was a joy to do that though. My business clients, they're like, Brian, here's my business. I want to take my business to the next level. It is a joy for me to figure out someone's new industry, someone's, where their business works. How can I help you get new clients? How can I help you create some, attention and momentum in your business? That's a joy. And yeah, people will still pay you. But let me just tell you this. They'll be even more encouraged to pay you when you're serving them out of that place of love. So whatever it is, whether it be romantic relationship, business relationship, family relationships, your personal health, wellness, mental state, when you find that place where you want to be, when you act and you serve love, even to yourself, it's a game changer. Like, don't wake up hating to exercise. Find something different. If you hate lifting heavy weights, go out and go for a walk. If you hate going out for a walk, go out and rock climb. If you hate rock climbing, come to the farm and shovel manure, whatever. Right? Find your place where love becomes a joy. Find your place where the effort of love becomes a joy. Love is going to make you work. Love is going to make you work so that you can create attraction. Love is going to make you work so that you will pay attention. Love is going to make you work and reward you with ascension. Uh-oh, somebody wearing their shirt. That should be encouraging to you. Let me say it again. Love will make you work to create attraction. Love will make you work so that you pay attention. Love will make you work and reward you with ascension. Next level. That's what you want. And it's all founded upon the work. And I think this is why it's so important for you to fight, for you to battle, for you to do what you can to be the lion that is where the lion is supposed to be, or be the eagle that is where the eagle, or be whatever it is whoever it is that you see yourself to be you where you are meant to be. The one thing that you don't want to be is out of place. You don't want to be in the wrong environment. In the wrong environment, just like a car that drives off a bridge into the water, in the wrong environment, even the most phenomenal instrument will malfunction. You're designed to be in a particular place. your mindset, the way that you think, the way that you approach life. Don't stop making apologies for being weird. You're only weird because you're in the wrong place. Once you get into the right place, you're no longer weird. You are operating the way that you are meant to operate. It's weird to see a toaster in the bathtub, but a toaster on the counter in the kitchen with some bread in it. Oh, that's good. Fight for your spot. Fight for that place. Please just tell yourself, hey, listen, right now I'm only malfunctioning because I'm in the wrong place. There's nothing wrong with me. I just need to get into the right place. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm just in the wrong place. There's nothing wrong with me. I just have to find my place. I do have a place. There's a place that has been designed for me. And so you try some things out and you keep on moving. But as you are moving, as your mind is searching, what it is doing, it is moving you to another level. And it is good. And you will look good when you get there. See, I see you. I see you in your future. And let me tell you, you look much better than you look right now. I see you in your future. I I believe in my heart that you will come back to me at some point. You might shoot me a text message or, like, hey, Brian, I was in that session that night and you talked about going to the next level and I did it and my life is forever changed. See, I believe that I'm not just here just talking. I believe it. Why do I believe it? Because this moment, I bought this moment a long time ago. You can look back on my Facebook page where I'm driving down the street talking to myself. Or, like 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, 20 years ago. I didn't just start showing up. No, no, no. I've been buying these moments. I know I'm buying this moment. Why? Because I want to attract people into my life that want something greater. I'm buying these moments because I want to focus on how do we get from one place to another? Let me study, let me train, let me focus my mind so that if I'm faithful with the few, I can be ruler with the many. Like when you take care of what you have, your life can grow. Your life can develop. You know what I had to get through to get here? You know the low self-esteem that I had to fight because low self-esteem was not the right environment for me. Do you know when I was fighting depression, I had to fight that because depression was not the right environment for me? Do you know when I was praying for God to kill me, that was the wrong environment because I needed to live in order to give the message? If I was dead, I couldn't be delivering the message. Like this is live. This is live TV. There's some environments that you have to get out of. That mindset environment that says I want to die. That mindset environment that says my life means nothing. That mindset environment that says I'm good for nothing. I'll never amount to anything. This is too hard for me. All of that is contrary to where you're designed to be because you are a conqueror. You are a person of fulfillment. You are a person of purpose. It's just next level time. So with that, we've moved from attraction to paying attention to ascension, all founded off of the work of love. Love is going to require something of you. So you get to say yes to it, you get to pay the price, and you get to go. Will it be scary? Let's just get that out of the way. Of course it will, because it's an unknown. The mindset of I'm too old. If you are breathing, guess what? You have what is called an opportunity. If you are breathing, that means you have another chance. Every time you take a breath, you have a chance. Now, I don't know what you believe, but here's what I believe. I believe that breath is given to us. I don't believe we don't create it. We don't conjure it up. We don't determine if we're going to have it or not. It is given to us. So, and I also I believe in God. You might not, I do. So I would say if God Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth, would see fit to give you breath, there must be something for you to do. God would say, I'm going to let you breathe because I need you to do something. So here's the kicker. Don't take this the wrong way. Here's the kicker. If God would give you breath, don't be a waste of breath. Don't waste it. Don't don't waste it. God says, "Hey, here you go. Breathe. Here's some air." God, I mean, this. All right, I'm just going to give you one little passage of the Bible. So in the beginning, like the Bible says that God breathed breath into man, into the man's being. That was the first moment of inspiration. God to inspire. Spire means breath. In, moving inward. Inspire, breathe into. So every day that we breathe, we have been inspired. We have the breath of God breathe into our beings. You might not believe this. This is how I look at it. You have the breath of God in you. That is deep to me. Because the breath of the Almighty is in me, that means there's some possibility in me. I'm not, you and I, we are not just some like second rate, like just, nothings. No, 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 no. I'm convinced that we have missed out on understanding the magnificence of our beings when the breath of God, when God would say, I choose to inspire you. That's good. Now, again, I understand some people don't believe in God, but I'm like, wait, there is a power far greater than me that chooses me in this moment for something, to be a part of some grand plan of this whole entire universe. And you think that you're nothing, and you think that you're not good enough, and now this is why I show up, because I know what it's like to think that. I know what it's like to believe I wasn't good enough. I know what it's like to walk through this world with my head down, thinking because I was black with big lips that I wasn't good enough. That because I'm not very tall, that I'm not worthy. See, I could look at all my externals. I'm like, I'm not worthy. But the breath of God said, Holmes, listen, homie, I chose you. I chose you, sir. I chose you. So I just need you to be a king that's not in the ocean drowning. I just don't need you to be a drowning king with a muffled, mumbled voice. I need you to be out. I need you to be out running on the savannah, hunting. I need you to be in your environment. I need you to be a king where you are meant to be a king. And I know some people would say, like, but I'm not a king. Well, here's again, I I can only give you, I can only give you, I got to give you me, right? So this is for male, female. This word king. The Bible says that Jesus is the King of kings, King of other kings. The Bible also says that Jesus and God, they're one. Okay. And so oneness is the same. The Bible also says that when man and woman came together, they were one, and God called their name one named Adam. So this two becoming one, if the King of all kings, if there's unity there, then If you're unified with the king, if you are one with the king, you're king. This is why I even encourage the women that I work with. I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. God, God didn't really assign you a title of a like queen. This is a whole different topic, but because our identity, and I, if your identity is in God, you're like, no, I want you. The Bible says that God made mankind, all of us, male, female, in his image and his likeness. In the image and likeness of God was mankind created, meaning there is authority and power in your image, in your being, in your likeness, in the way you you don't get caught up in being lesser than anything. Understand that you have been made in the image of greatness, and where you show up, you are representing, you are representing. Represent, we say represent. Re means again, present means to display. You are again displaying, represent. I know we say represent, again, present. What? The image of the Almighty. This is why this is why you are not meant to malfunction. You can believe what you want to believe, but I believe that everybody has a measure of greatness in them. And what is greatness? Greatness is determined by your service. I believe that everyone has something to serve. But if you are in the wrong environment, you will malfunction and you will think that something is wrong with you. This is the next level. The next level is for you to look into your life and become super focused on becoming whatever it is that you can become, doing whatever it is that you do. Do it well. Don't just be average, be the best. Be the best. Just go ahead and decide, oh, I'm going to go ahead and be the best. Why? Because I am designed and made to look this way. If you are making peanuts, be the best peanut maker. If you make cotton candy, be the best cotton candy maker. Wherever you show up, whatever it is that you do, be the best and fullest manifestation of yourself in that space. Do not settle for anything less. Place a demand. Place a demand on the I am. Right? When you say that, I am. What are you? I am. And whatever follows I am is going to speak straight into your identity. I am the best at this. I am. What are you? Oh, I am depressed. No, stop. Don't speak that into your existence. No, I'm battling. I'm gonna battle this depression until it goes away. I'm a fighter. I'm a conqueror over depression. Oh yeah, I understand that. Oh, depression comes. Oh, it is something to be. I'm not saying, oh, just pretend that it's not there. Oh no, it's the fight comes. But who are you? What are you? Are you victorious or are you depressed? No, I'm battling this depression until I win. I'm battling this low self-esteem until I win. See, that's not, you can't just talk. No, you have to be in the battle. You have to be in the fight. I am a CEO or an executive of a multi-million dollar multinational corporation. Who are you? What are you? Come on. You're not what's in your bank account now, not when you have a dream. When I wrote the vision for the school, as I was writing it out, there was like $3 in my bank account, and there would be days that I would be looking under my seat for change. I was poor. I was broke. But that didn't stop me from dreaming. Didn't stop me from writing. And the pen, where's it at? I have a pen around here that I used. That sits out. It's over there. I have a pen out here that I used when that dream that I wrote while I was poor, it was for more than $16 million. I put my name on it. I signed my name to that paper. How does somebody that, like, how do you, How are you poor and sitting in the let me just all right, I'm gonna shut this down. But let me just how are you poor and you're sitting in a conference room with people with all these documents out on the table and signing documents for more than $16 million, and you're poor? They didn't even know. They didn't know. They sometimes they would come to the building and they were, where we were in our offices, and the one day we had this meeting. All these like lenders and bankers and lawyers, they're all in this room, and they're there, and we're having this meeting. After the meeting was over, guess who cleaned the room? Me. I was wearing a suit. I took off my jacket, I loosened up my tie, buttoned my tie, and then I cleaned the room because I was doing janitorial work trying to make ends meet. So, in one moment, this is why you got to know who you are. In one moment, I'm sitting at the table with people that are talking about millions and millions of dollars, and they're looking at my idea. And one of the bankers is crying, saying, I wish my son would have had this when he was in school. He had such a hard time. And so they're looking at the dream. And when the dream was over, I'm cleaning the room, cleaning the toilets. You got to know who you are. Cleaning the toilets in the suit. You got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. So, Big Jumper, send me a message. We can connect. So, I just want to encourage you. Don't get hung up in what it looks like. A house under construction has a lot of dust. A house under construction has a lot of debris. There's a lot of rubble. But that's what it's supposed to look like in process. If everything is all pristine and everything is all perfect, guess what? Your process is done. And it's time for you to shake up something else. It's time for you to go remodel a different room. If everything that you have is all neat and all perfect, well, go do something with yourself. Go do something to grow. Remodel something. Knock out a wall somewhere. See, think about it. Either you're done with a phase or you're in the process. Which one is it? You want your relationship to be more intimate? Great. You've decided now that you are going to engage more than ever before. That's the key. Here's the key. These 2 words: more than ever before. More than ever before. You want something else? You're going to do more than ever before. You're going to do more than you've ever done before. You're going to pay more attention than you ever had before. You're going to get more coaching than ever before. You're going to have more, expose yourself, be more vulnerable than ever before. You're going to do more scary things than ever before. That's the key. That's the key. More than ever before. We are just people with big dreams. If you're going to dream it, go for it. Go for it. Stop talking yourself out of what is possible for you. The reason that it's possible is because you thought it. Look, if I could just give you my heart. Susie, I'll definitely show you how you get connected. I'm all for dreams. Look, I make them. I learned how to make apparel and clothes and all kinds of stuff so that I could get my dreams into the real world as fast as possible. This is why writing things down is so important, because the moment you have a thought and then you write it down, what happens is an invisible thought becomes something in the world, a tangible expression. You ever think about that? An invisible thought becomes a tangible expression the moment that you write it down. You've now taken something that was invisible and you made it visible. You've now taken words and a picture that was in your mind and you put it on a piece of paper where anyone could possibly see it. It immediately becomes real. Make make your dreams real. Start writing them down, start taking action. Write them down, take action. Share with somebody, tell somebody, "Hey, this is what I'm doing. Hey, listen, I'm going to lose 100 pounds." You know who are the best people to tell when you're going to lose 100 pounds? Tell somebody else that's wanting to lose 100 pounds. They're like, "Oh yeah, you're losing 100? I'm losing 100 too. Let's do it together." "Hey, I want to write a book." "Hey, me too. Let's connect. Call me on Tuesdays. We'll check in." "Hey, man, I'm trying to be a better husband." "That's fantastic. Me too. Let's connect. We can have a better husbands group." You see how this thing works? I'm doing this. "Hey, me too. Let's go together." Every Monday now for the last 2 weeks and for the 4 remaining weeks ahead. On Mondays from 7:30 to 9, I'm a part of a grief counseling group. And I'm there. There are 11 women and me. and, and we're overcoming grief, loss of loved ones, loss of a child, loss of a husband, loss of a parent, grief, crying, whatever it may be. Hey, I'm going through this too. Let's get together. Let's go through it. All right, it's time to shut it down. It is time to shut it down. But I hope this has been encouraging for you. I'm gonna go back in and I'll watch it myself because I know it'll be encouraging to me because there are things that come out that I've never even heard myself say before. So is the fried group online? Text D. Send me that again. I'm not real clear on what you're asking there. But listen, it's time. It's go time. Action and accountability. Let's recap the week. We started off with creating attraction, paying attention so that we can move into ascension. Is the grief group online open to me? It's that's actually not. It's just it's an in-person group. I'm part of my reason for being in the group is I want to help it to get online. And just the other day, I asked a group of people that I work with. I said, "How many people are grieving? Send me your message. I'll make sure that you're remembered in prayer and everything." And like 17, 18 people sent me a message. So I know that um, there are more people that are grieving that would like to be a part of a community. And by knowing that, I'm trying to help it get online, get it set up so that wherever someone is, they can be connected. And so, um, thanks for asking that. Thanks for letting me know that's something that is needed because that's the work, right? That's what it's about. Serving people's lives. When you find the need, let's meet it. So I appreciate you all. I'm gonna shut it down the way that I do. I'm gonna say a prayer. You don't have to believe what I believe, but if you've been here all this time, it's not gonna hurt you. Trust me, because I'm just gonna encourage you the same way. So let's pray. Father, thank you for this day that you have made and given to us to rejoice and be glad in. Thank you for everyone that has been here. Thank you for their presence. Thank you for their interaction and the engagement. Thank you for this atmosphere that is a next level atmosphere. Thank you because it's not just an atmosphere of talk. We're not just talking, but we're being equipped to go out to serve, to discover our gift and deliver it to the world, to overcome those oppositions that may be wanting to hold us back, the depression, the low self-esteem, that whatever objections we could be facing. Thank you for this environment, this collection of champions, this group this gathering of warriors and overcomers and people that are prospering. I thank you for each and every one because their presence means something. It means something to me. It's encouragement. And so I pray that for their encouragement and their presence, that their life would be blessed. Whether they're watching now live or on a replay, I pray that they would be blessed abundantly for these moments, for this time. I pray that their dreams would be fulfilled. I pray that they would take action with what they've been thinking. I pray that they would be strengthened as they go. I pray that they would be healed as they move forward. I pray that they would be encouraged as they encounter the oppositions that would still lay ahead. I pray that they would just have a different kind of fire within them. I pray that they would see themselves as the champion, the victorious one. I pray that they would recognize that they have been designed and created for a specific place and purpose. And in that place and purpose, they are going to flourish. So I pray that they fight for it. I pray that they dream about it. I pray that they have a new hunger for it. I pray that they would be able to make that mental shift where they can break away from those that have tried to discourage them and even the voice that's in their head that they may say to themselves. I pray that they would break away and focus in on what is possible. That they would see right now as a seed of potential for the rest of their lives. That they are a seed, that there is potential, and that in this moment, this is a great environment for change. So I pray that it would be a breaking moment for so many of us, that we would break free of what has been holding us back, the thing that's been ruling over us, and that we would grow up and become everything that we are capable and destined to be. Thank you for meeting us all here. I pray that you would bless each and every one as we go our separate ways. Please bless their homes, their finances, their health, their relationships, their hearts. Bless them abundantly, even as they align with your will. And we thank you in advance for the great stories that are going to come from these moments, the life-changing situations and transformations that happen. We thank you in advance for them and count it as done. In Jesus' name, amen. Much love. Text D. I will make sure that I share those details as as we work it out, as we get it together. It is. I appreciate you sharing that because it gives even more proof. Like, hey, we need to, gotta move it forward. So, yep. All right, everybody. We've had a great week. We've been really hitting it on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. But my schedule has been changing up. So, good chance that I won't be here tomorrow. But I want to check something real quick. We're going to keep on connecting. And so Susie asked me about my shirt. You can go to shopcinderellastrong.com, Susie. And that's where the shirt is. You can see it there at shopcinderellastrong.com. It'll be there. You can pick it up there and be sent out to you. Be encouraged, everybody. I'm excited for your life. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being connected. Let's move to that next level. The next level is calling you. So answer the call. It's time to go. And it'll be worth it. So have a fantastic evening. My name is B.A. Shepherd, 2 P's, A-R-D, reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. Love you much. Good night. See you.